Hey guys, it's M, doing another problems I have with HNK video. Before this starts, I mainly want to specify two things. One, as I said last time, I love HNK, if it wasn't fairly obvious, but I believe even if you like something, you should still be able to pick it apart. Secondly, this is mostly going to be about the latter half of HNK 1, so things like Souther and up. Some people want me to talk about HNK 2 and Soten no Ken, but I haven't seen enough of them to be able to give fair points about them, so maybe one day, but not today. With all that out of the way, I'm gonna hand the mic over to present me. Okay, now it's on to me, real me, again. I promise I will attempt to not say like as much this time. Okay, first point. Shu's death was meh. Okay, so what I mean by this is, a lot of people told me when you get to Shu's death, that's one of the saddest moments in the show. We all loved Shu. I don't think Shu was that good of a character. He was a good dude. He did cool things, you know, he fed the shelter of people that he liked. He had his good son. But, I don't know, it wasn't that deep. We didn't get to know him to a point where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll cry over this. It was more, dang, my boy died. Oh well, like, you just kept it moving after that. If anything, Shu's son's death was actually tragic, because I don't think anyone expected that to happen. When Ken was sitting there, oh, I can't go back to fight him. He whooped my ass. And Shu's son was sitting there. We don't have time for this, Ken. Look, get off me. You need to go save everybody. And he blew up. That was shocking. You couldn't do that in anime nowadays. That one hit. That one hit. I still remember that. That one hit. But Shu's death was mid. We could have a conversation about it, cause I've seen Shu fanboys before, and I honestly don't get it. The first half of HNK 1 is worse than the second half. Okay. When I say the first half of HNK 1, I mean like Souther and behind. And the second half, I mean, you know, when Raoh shows up and he's like the main villain. Raoh. When Raoh shows up and he's the main villain. I haven't made a video like this in a bit, so, you know, I've said Raoh a few times, or Raoh. I don't know, however I used to say it, the one that y'all roasted me for. The first half of HNK 1 felt like we're establishing Ken as the badass, and there was some story in there, like things happened, but they weren't, you know, this is the unique thing to this story, this is what's keeping me interested. Like, the thing that kept you interested in the first half of HNK, I felt was mostly seeing what Ken was going to do, what villain he was gonna fight the next week, and stuff like that. When you get to the second half, it's like, oh, the plot is picking up. Like, Raoh was a way better villain than everyone in the first half. He got way more writing time for him. He was built up way better. And then if you compare him to someone like Yuria, Amoeba, people like that from the first half, it's like, this isn't even a comparison. Yui and Sharon were both wasted potential. I said this in the last one, but honestly, I didn't see the second half of HNK 1 when I made the last video. So now that I've seen it, I think it's even worse that they did them like that. Huey was so cool. They were hyping him up. They had him chopping up bandits. He fought Ken. Didn't really go too well for him, but he fought Ken, and then he fights Raoh. He didn't even get to throw an air swipe. Shit just didn't happen. He just went, I'm gonna jump in on the dude who's way stronger than me. Even though I have range and control air, I'm gonna jump on top of him. Dies. And we don't ever run into another character who fights like that, ever. It's such a wasted opportunity. It makes me so mad and sad that they did him like that. And Sharon, I think Sharon could have been better. I don't think he had the same kind of potential I feel Huey did, because Huey's power I just felt was more interesting than I'm a firebender. But I don't understand why they made real characters like Juza and Fudo and put them in the same category as these two who said like 2 lines. One got a hole in his stomach, the original Coculin, got straight donutted, and the second one got his neck snapped 360. It was really stupid. Next point. What is the point of Toe? Look, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, and this has a second point on it. Toe felt like the most useless character, because when you say the 5 chariots, I forget she exists. I honestly, at the moment, I can't even remember if she's one. I'm not gonna lie to you. It kind of felt like she was just there, because she didn't have any powers. The only thing she did was pretend to be Yuria one time, and they could have just got, like, any woman to do that. So that was a thing. And then when she said, I love Raoh because he saved me from a hyena once, but then we never talked after that, and I've loved him for like 20 years or however old I am at this point. I think that was stupid. I know that this is Fist of the North Star and there are a lot of characters that like other characters and there's like no reason for it, but I didn't like that. I thought that was dumb. And then I got to The next point connected to this one is, I wish the final fight flashback to Raoh's loop around. If you don't know what I mean by this, when Raoh runs into Toe, he goes like, when she kills herself, he goes, "You should have killed me so no one else could have me. Or you could have a piece of me." He says something like that. But then when he gets Yuria, he doesn't kill her. So he basically did the same thing she did. He basically kills himself because he's like, fuck, I can't. I love her, bro. Can go have her, bro. Can be happy, bro. And I'm like, if this was I know some people would say, oh, it can't be on the nose, but I'm sure a lot of people didn't even make that connection. I would have liked at least a scene. Like, maybe they see like a ghost of Toe in the back or something that make it feel like she at least kind of mattered. Rihaku did nothing. His plan sucked. Okay, yeah. I don't even think this is an unpopular opinion. Rihaku's plan didn't make any sense. It was like, okay, I'm gonna send the 2 weakest fighters we have first. I'm gonna send the strongest one we have right now on an escort mission for some reason. And Juza is being a clown, so I'll just send 2 random guys to get him. I'm like, why didn't he send Fudo to fight Raoh first? The guy that we know could have beat him up. I don't know if Rihaku knew that. I'm assuming they go through background checks. But Fudo, from what we've been told, because God knows it didn't show, Fudo apparently could have beat Raoh. Why didn't he just send Huey or Shuren to guide Ken? It would have made more sense, because neither of them seem to be really good at fighting any significant threat. But if they got to travel with Ken, we would have got to see more of their character, more of their interesting abilities, and all this kind of stuff. But no, we didn't get any of that. We got Ken and Fudo talking, which it did help establish Fudo a little bit. He didn't really do too much. Like, he was there. Most of Ken and Fudo traveling was, oh, my kids, my 8 million orphans. But yeah, it's like, there could have been a more interesting dynamic there. I also said that he should have sent Fudo and Juza at the same time. This just makes sense. They could have sent, I guess, the 2 guys to go get Juza, and when Juza comes back, he goes, alright, Fudo, come back. And then he just comes back. Raoh makes it to the fortress, and then they jump him. What's Raoh gonna do? We all saw him struggle against Juza. Fudo only lost, apparently, because he got shot by Raoh's men. So, you have 2 people who you know can fight the big threat right now, but you didn't send them at the same time. His plan didn't make any sense. His plan sucked. I wish we got more young Ryukin. I don't know if this is an HNK too, but young Ryukin kind of seemed interesting, because when you get the old Ryukin, it's like, oh, this is the old mentor character. He doesn't do anything. He dies in a flashback. He taught the main cast, and that was his purpose. Young Ryukin kind of seemed like a dick. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Because at first, I thought he was gonna be a generic teacher, because he's like, you 2 are gonna be my son strong and you will learn Hokuto. That's how it is. And I'm like, that's cool. And then you get the flashback where he throws them off a cliff. Bro, that I was like, oh, he's like a dead set, I'm gonna get people killed if you don't listen to me trainer. And it's the only time we really see that aspect of him, and it's really disappointing. We even kind of see that with Fudo, because Fudo was like, oh, you're the Hokuto master, are you gonna fight me? And he's like, no. But you know, most like anime masters would have been like, how dare you disrespect my students? We will now fight. And he didn't do that. He ain't even care. I'm like, this dude seems interesting, but we don't get anything on him. This one, it's more of a nitpick than a straight up complaint, but the thing with MT is, it's like, oh, these are the people whose souls you've connected with. So like Rei, Shin, Toki, and whoever else was in there. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. And I'm like, okay, these make sense. And then I'm like, why is Souther in there? I know, look, people are gonna go like, what are you, stupid? Souther started crying in front of Ken, and that's when they connected. I don't even think he told Ken all that. Like, he had that little flashback where he was like, Tosan, no, I killed you by accident in 1 hit, even though you're a really strong Nanto master. Oh, shit. And then he hugged his master and died in a pyramid. In comparison to Rei, who was his friend for like most of that area of the season, and then died for his other friend, which I'm like, that makes sense. Toki is his brother, who died to fight their other brother, which he is destined to fight anyway. I'm like, okay, soul succession, whatever. That makes sense. Shin didn't even really want to fight Ken, and they were best friends, and he's an asshole, but you know, they're cool. That all makes sense. Souther crying 1 time after killing Shu, after having slave kids? I don't think him and Ken connected. Ken was pissed. Remember, he was like, I'm gonna make sure a single strand of your hair doesn't even exist. But apparently their souls clicked, apparently. When he hugged his master, he was like, fuck, I feel that. If I could give Ryukin a hug right now, I totally would. Fudo's fight was literally Juza's fight, recycled and worse. Okay, yeah, I'm talking about the anime version. I don't know what the manga version looks like. I'm assuming Fudo also didn't do shit there. But cause Juza's fight, like, it was kind of a wash. You saw them throw hands. I'm mainly talking about the second fight. Juza threw hands, Juza had Raoh scared, and it was cool, you know? And then there was that scene in the anime where he gets knocked down and Juza dies, and he's fighting while he's dead. That shit was, I got the chills from that, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, oh, fuck. And they're like, he's living the way he always lived his life, free, and he just starts throwing hands with Raoh. I'm like, dang, you could've came off with this energy before? Bro, he headbutt my guy. Like, he wasn't playing. And then you get to the Fudo fight in the anime, where Fudo just gets, like, sturdy dicked for like the first half. He goes down, he gets up again, and then he gets shot. In comparison to Juza, who was like fighting Raoh for a good long time and almost like breaks his arm. And then you go to Fudo, who did nothing, got his ass beat. Juza stands up, he's fighting while he's dead. Fudo stands up, winds back a punch for 10 minutes, and then gets shot. I wish we got to see more of the last Nanto General City for the build-up, and I wish it was shown earlier. Yeah, if you guys remember, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. It was for a very short moment of time. They had shown what the Nanto General City looked like, and it was this super peaceful place. It was this super lovely. The sun was shining down on it. People were just trading, living life, live, laugh, love. They were cooling. I wish we got to see it more before that, because they were like, oh, Yuria's destiny was to become the general, da 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 da. But for most of the show, you're sitting there like, what is she doing? Sitting there looking stupid? You didn't get to see what she was defending until one time, and never again. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of wish they showed like little glimpses of that city, and then they revealed that's what Yuria was protecting, and it would have been like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I like the fact that they showed what she was doing in like the city she was watching over, but I would just wish we got to see more of it. Raoh shouldn't want Yuria. Okay. I don't know if this is a hot take, but this shit pissed me off. Okay. Raoh's whole wanting conquest and all that and going like, man, fuck the successorship. I'm not the successor. I'm gonna conquer everything. I am gonna rule Century's End. I'm like, damn. Cause you knew he was an asshole, but it was kind of respectable a little bit. Cause you watch the whole show and you see him just start conquering everything. It was really bad. Like, everyone was suffering in there and all that. But it's like, with that just being his sole drive, I'm like, this is an amazing villain. Cause it wasn't like Jiren where he was just a fucking brick. Like, you knew who he was. He was Ken's brother, and then he said, that's it. I'm coming for everything right now. You know? I no longer need that title. I am the ruler of World's End. It was so hype. Cause it was like, okay, last Nanto General's tower, that's the last thing I need. I don't need anything else. I've conquered everything else. I own everything. This is the final thing. There's no emotions tied to this like every other villain in this show. There's no emotions. I just want to win. And I'm like, fuck. It made for a good contrast because there's Ken who's like, I love people. I love my girlfriend. I just want everyone to be okay. I mean, he doesn't talk like that, obviously. But, you know, that's kind of who he was. He was just a caring dude. Raoh did not care. He didn't give a single shit. He didn't love anybody. He was just like, I'm here to take this. We get to the final episodes and Raoh's just like, if I can't have Yuria, I'm killing everything. I'm like, why? Why does he love her? Even in the flashback where they showed them meeting his kids, I was like, cause she handed him a ball? Like, it was stupid. Like, it kind of ruined his villainy for me, you know? Cause even if he ended up liking her when he had captured her, that would have been fine. It was the fact that he walked in there like, I want her. I want woman. Ooga booga. Like, that shit was stupid. He could have grown to respect her while he's watching over her. She heals him and he goes, damn, what a woman. Even if he wouldn't even have to love her, he'd just have to respect her. Still would have been better than him being a simp. I'm like, why does he have to go out a simp? This whole time, he's just like, I'm serving myself. This is for me. I'm the man. I don't do none of that loving shit. And then you get to the end, oh, I like her though. Like, bro, it ruined it a bit for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I sighed out loud when he said I like Yuria and I want her. Because I'm out here, this is the only villain we've had who's not a simp for something or someone or isn't affected by like deep love. At least not yet anyways. And then it just kind of all fell down when he said that. It wasn't even really hinted to. I mean, I think he said it in a flashback like once at the start of the show, but it was never brought up like that ever again. It was more of just him doing his thing, and that fucked it up. I didn't like it. Why does the story paint Raoh like he was somehow a good person? I don't even think this is an uncommon complaint. I saw this in all the final comments on Crunchyroll, cause when Ken beats Raoh, he goes, you were my brother, you were my best friend, da 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 da. And Raoh is just smiling like, yeah, I don't regret anything I did. Do y'all remember how much Raoh did? This man was enslaving people and killing people, and his army was horrible. And they were doing absolutely terrible things. So the fact that when he's fighting Ken goes like, oh, we were best friends. I'm like, when? Every flashback you get of Raoh in that show, it didn't seem like he liked anyone but Togi. Like, at all. Like, he didn't care about any of them. So it's like, I wish Ken just went, we were brothers at a time, what happened? Or something like that, instead of going like, we were best friends, we were bros, we were homies, we used to kick back Cool Ranch Doritos. That just didn't happen. And him going, I don't regret anything, it kind of makes him look like more of a prick, because it's like, you were enslaving people the whole show. Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, and everyone got all sad when he died. They're like, damn, bro. There go a real one, Raoh. I'm like, he wasn't fighting the good fight. He wasn't saving people. He was killing people daily. He was the run-up antagonist for this show the whole time. Ken, he almost killed your wife. Like, honestly, if he didn't have that little epiphany, he was like 3 seconds away from doing it. But he's a good dude. Dude who just fucked up everything. Good dude. Good guy. Good guy. Yeah, good guy. Like, no, bro. They didn't need to pretend that. He could have said the whole, I lived my life with no regrets thing. That could have still happened. Don't make it like every character was cool with him, because they weren't. Why does Ken like Raoh? Okay, that was my next point. I didn't even know I wrote that. Yeah, I don't see why Ken likes him at all. Honestly, I feel like he should like him about the same as he likes Jaggy. I know Jaggy set up the whole first season, and that's a good chunk of why Ken was mad. But Raoh was fucking him up, said he wanted to, like, take Yuria multiple times, I think, and almost killed him in the first season when he first showed up. Obviously didn't like him then, but Ken's just like, that's just my brother. Like, no, he didn't even look mad when he was beating up Toki. If that was Jaggy beating up Toki, you know Ken would have been in the back, like, holding back, ripping off his shirt. Like, I don't know. I feel like Ken should have disliked Raoh more. Because the whole time it just felt like, I understand that they have a neutral respect for each other because they trained and all that. But still, after all he did, he should have held some kind of resentment. That should have been shown in some kind of way. Because honestly, in the final fight, it kind of just seemed like, someone has to kill this guy. That's just how it is. There's no friends, brothers, give me that. Like, nah. Someone had to get rid of this dude or else he would have destroyed everything. Yuria's power is horribly underutilized. Okay. Some people go like, oh, you mean the thing where people love her? Not that. That is a thing too, but not that. The thing where she can make people not feel pain. If you remember, I actually have the picture this time. Some soldier was like, oh, I can't feel my toes. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, and he's like screaming on the table. And she touches him, and then he doesn't feel pain at all. This is in like the final 5 episodes, I think, too. She never does this ability again. She's unconscious for the Ken-Raoh fight. And no other fights happen in between the tower thing and the Ken and Raoh fight. So it's like, it was dumb. It was just stupid. I hated it. It's such an overpowered ability that I'm mad we never got to see it. I wish one of the Nanto chariots did something and she just walked up and like touched him and he was like, I'm ready for more. Because you know how Eri works in, oh my god, what is that show called? My Hero? Where she was like on Deku's back healing him the whole time. I wish we got a Ken and Yuria moment like that. Like they're fighting someone, Ken gets fucked up and she's like, I'll go beat his ass. Like, that could have happened. But we never got anything like that. And that makes me so sad. It's such a missed opportunity because the whole show she's just kind of been the damsel in distress. She's done nothing. I mean, the whole, running the city thing. But in a show like this, that's more passive. Like, we never saw her make any actions for that to happen. It just kind of was shown that that's what she was doing. So when the fighting shown in anime/manga, I kind of wish we got one scene where she helped out somebody in a fight. Because her ability is low-key cracked. I don't think it heals you. I don't know if it does. The dude seemed fine immediately afterwards, so I'm assuming it does. But even if it doesn't heal you, that's still a really helpful ability. You know how much shit Juza probably would have bust out if he didn't feel pain from like having to like hold his side and all that shit? He would have hit Raoh with a TOD right there. He would have jumped up, flip kick, broke his neck. Like, he would have ended the show right there. But anyways, that was all the things I had to talk about. I'm pretty sure this will be a conversation piece. I'm looking at this audio recording. It's saying I've been talking for 32 minutes. Probably won't be that long for you. but I feel like I talked way longer than I did in the first one. So, if you guys have anything you would like to add to this conversation, I'm always willing to talk, especially about these topics. I would love some different opinions on this. So, love you guys. I'll talk to y'all in the comments if y'all are up for it. And I've been M, and I am out.